We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of our movement service announcement. Today we're going to be reviewing the hanging leg raise. Now, the hanging leg raise is not only a midline exercise, it is also a grip strengthener. A lot of you guys, when you get started here at Urban Movement, hanging from the rings is really uncomfortable. It doesn't feel great on the hands. Your grip strength just isn't there yet. And I'm here to plead with you to stick it out. I know it's really easy to jump up on those rings the first couple times and yeah, it's too hard. I can't hold on. And you're going to want to modify to a floor exercise, which we will always give you. If you cannot hang from the rings, the grip is gone, we will always help you modify to a floor-based exercise. But I'm really going to plead with you to work on that grip strength. It is going to allow your fitness to continue to expand and open you up to all different kinds of movements that we do here. So to go over the hanging leg raise, I want to go over some of the strict variations we do and break it down for you guys in a nice progression, and also some of the kipping variations that we do. In the very beginning, what we want you guys to understand is that the hanging leg raise is meant to go from a nice straight open body position to a closed hip position. That straight position when hanging should put your wrist over your elbow over your shoulder over the hip, hip over the knee, and knee over the ankle. One nice straight line. What we don't want to see is a lot of this. We don't want you here and bending the knees. We don't want your heels directly underneath the butt. We'd like for your heels to come slightly in front of the butt. It almost makes like a comma-like position. And the difference here, when my heels are in front of my hips or my abs are engaged, the second I let my heels drop, my abs turn off. So whenever you're hanging, I want you guys to be thinking about getting into what we call a hollow body position, or that comma-like position where the abs are engaged and the heels are slightly in front of the hips. Now, in our strict variations, we have 3 progressions. The first one is going to be a hanging knee raise, where we're going to bring the knee up so it's directly across the street from your hip. There we go, we find that balance. And what I want here is you imagining that you've got, I don't know, a cup of coffee or something resting on your leg. You don't want to drop that knee too low, it'll fall off. You don't want to pull that knee up too high, it would fall into you. Just a nice even level where your knee is directly across the street from your hip. It would look like this. So you're going to hang, you're going to squeeze up, get that nice steady position, hold for a second, open your hips all the way, squeeze right back up, hold for a second, open the hips up. Now, depending on the tempo for that day, we will go ahead and maybe have you holding for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds or more. Heck, we might even go ahead and have a tempo where your knee is up and then you're slowly opening it down. But again, for that hanging knee raise, we're always bringing that knee up so it's directly across the street from the hip, holding it nice and tight. From there, we take this movement and we make it a little bit harder. And the way we do that is by extending the knee. So when we raise that knee up to make it harder, we go ahead and extend the knee, and the further our heel gets away from our knee, the more difficult this exercise becomes until you completely extend that leg. So after you've graduated from this, we'd go ahead and challenge you to go ahead and bring that heel out a little bit more. And as this progresses over time, you're going to be able to go ahead and hopefully straighten the leg completely out, forming an L at this position. Again, a nice straight line where the hip is open, or the hip is closed, and then we return it to that open position. Now, from here, the ultimate progression on this more of a strict version is going to be getting those toes to go all the way to the rings. It's going to look like this. We'd squeeze up nice and tight, toes touch the rings, come right back down, and you would rinse and repeat through this progression based on the tempo we've provided in class. Now, those 3 strict variations you'll see quite often. However, at times, we're going to hit you with a lot of reps, and we're going to want more speed and less tempo. Those variations are going to look like this. For the hanging knee raise, you'll have the hips open, you'll close them, open, close them, open, close them. Notice when my heels come back, my heels are going just behind my butt. My knees are not bending. I'm not reaching far behind me. They're just slightly behind my butt. Reach back up, rinse and repeat. If I'm going to go that straight leg variation, they're squeezing straight up and back. Notice on the back swing, my legs are nice and tight. And then on the full progression, they're going to the rings and back. What I don't want to see on that back swing again is the knees bending or having to reach really far backwards. If a coach is coming up to you in this workout, we should be able to stand right back here and you wouldn't hit us. That's because you're keeping the legs in that nice long body that we initially started with. So there you guys have it, the hanging leg raise, a great abdominal exercise, but also a grip strengthener. If you have any questions next time you see this movement pop up in class, feel free to ask a coach, and we'll see you guys soon.